Oh, hello, and welcome back once again to another little saucy trip, dear, in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Today we are indeed using a little payware add-on I got, the Microsoft Carenado Beechcraft V35B, and this is the famous Bonanza. We do indeed like a bonanza. And we can tell the textures in here are pretty high quality. They do look terrific, I'll give it that. Pretty photorealistic. I'll say this is a very nicely handcrafted aircraft. The interior textures are great. Look at the detail on that window. It's even got spotting on it, specks and things. It's quite nice. And we look at the exterior, nice and shiny. I love that V-tail on this Bonanza. Very nicely done. Now you'll have to excuse my throat. I am recovering from a change of weather cold, and it's quite inhibited me greatly the past couple weeks. I'm just starting to get over it now. So you might hear some funny voice hiccups. But yes, this is the very nice exterior model. Let's start up the thing. So as we can tell, this plane has quite a nice little interior dash, and we can actually hide this giant yoke so that we can see a little bit better here. There we go. So our first task now is going to be come down here to these wonderful row of switches and flip on the battery. Yay, you can hear it come alive. And we'll put on the beacon and nav lights to inform people we are beginning. Hi, creature. Yes, next thing we come over here, make sure that the cowl flap is open. Just did that to verify. And this is good indeed. I like starting up this old thing. Down here we check that the fuel lever is open, and it is on the right one. So now we put the fuel mixture to rich, and we make sure the prop RPM is set to high, and open the fuel pump. So put the fuel pump on there, and make sure the parking brake is set. Righty, so now that we've done that, we go ahead and put the magnetos to both, and we put it now into start. Oh, listen to that engine get up and go in there. Wow. Now we'll turn on the yaw damper while we're at it down here. And it should just about finish us up for the bottom left row of buttons. Quite nice. Now that we got it started up and the fuel stabilized, we'll turn off that fuel pump. So we'll also turn the alternator on now, so we did have one more thing to do down there. And we'll put on the wonderful avionics master power so that we can have our navigational equipment and radios and the autopilot all working. There we go. Listen to that sound. That's really nice. I love using this special Toronto Island Airport scenery, as we do get to start in the hangar here. This is a very nice purchase. Quite good on the FPS too. Alright, monitor the instruments, make sure everything's coming alive. Yeah, our GPS, we're going to have to tinker about with this and get this set up. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly how you set this thing up, so let's just see if we can follow through what it tells us. I'll go and switch this over to nav to GPS, sorry, from nav to GPS while we're at it. And this doesn't appear to be doing too much, does it? Set full fuel? I don't know. What in the world? Okay. Any of these buttons do anything? Excuse me while I look like an absolute squid here, but I've got no idea how you do this GPS thing. I don't use this on airliners. Come on. Does this knob do anything? I don't know. Oh, okay. This changes our scene that we get to view. I guess this is the one we want. No GPS position. I guess it does have to align itself. So yeah, we're doing a quick trip today from the island airport to Oshawa Executive Airport. Just a little short hop, probably about 15-ish minutes, give or take some. But it's going to be a quite nice little trip. We do have the Roman Designs Oshawa Executive Airport scenery, and it's quite nice. Very, very good detail. I like it. Yes. Hi, creature. What do you want to come sit on my lap? Really? Hi. Okay. So the creature's now here with us. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just buggering about with this thing. I have no clue what this really does or how it works. So any advice on the GPS would be terrific. Make sure that's, yeah, okay. That's set to GPS. That's good. Alright, I think we're pretty much... Oh, there we go. It's finally located our GPS position. That's great. Now, how do we get our route line to show up? It's got it in there. It says that we're on a flight plan to CYOO. I don't know. Anyway, let's go down here to the autopilot and set our initial altitude. What do we want to do here? Let's go for about 1500. I think 1500 is a good enough VFR flight level for us to be able to tour and see some stuff. So the park and brake can go off now. And let's go ahead, start adding some power to the engine. Oh, listen to that nice sound as that powers up. That's nice. Get that RPM stabilized. Yes, and now we get to go. We're moving on. Now let's look at that nice detail. This plane moves very smooth. Taxis very nicely. I tested it out on a little flying trip. I just got this add-on. And I really enjoy it. So I can definitely highly recommend the Microsoft Carenado Beechcraft Bonanza, the V35B. Now, of course, this aircraft is quite distinctive, and in aviation circles, rather well known for a very high-profile accident that it was involved in back in the day. Some very important, prolific passengers. But let's wait for this little squidlet to pass along in front of us. Bye-bye. Alright, that should be good now. Let's go. See, we got some very nice scenery. Now, you've seen the scenery a couple times before. It is our wonderful Toronto Island Airport. And look at that scenery of Toronto. That's wonderful. Well done markings as well, as we can see. Nicely detailed. And we're getting some pretty terrific FPS in this. So this is also using the latest little update that came out for MSFS. So that is installed at the time of this, and it actually has seemed to improve our FPS a little bit. I am noticing a performance improvement just from this tiny update, and it was tiny. It was quite small in scale. Hi, kitty cat. Yeah, you're very sweet. Alright, let's just taxi over to the active runway down here. There's some nice Porter planes, Dash 8s and things, waiting around the airport. Static aircraft, but it adds to that nice immersion without having too much AI traffic buzzing about, as it does affect the FPS a little bit, but not too terrible. There's a nice view right there, wow. Really photorealistic, terrific stuff. Now, this is, of course, using the enhanced photogrammetry add-on from the Microsoft Store. Wow, that brake is very powerful, isn't it? Okay, boing. Glad to know we got here in one piece. With that brake, I don't think we'll run into anything. Alright, let's just check, make sure nobody's on approach. It's good. Now we'll go ahead and line ourselves up on the runway. Now, this is a westerly departure. We are indeed taking off towards the west in the compass heading. However, the airport that we're flying to, Oshawa Executive, is going to be behind us to the east. Oh, that way over there. We're going to have to do a bit of a spin around when we take off. We're going to do a bit of a left-hand turn, have a little tour over the Toronto Islands, have a look at the views, it's quite nice, and then start heading east to our destination. Right here. Let's set the flaps. That's nice. That looks really nice. Let's take a look at this. That's brilliant. You can call this a review, technically, of the Beechcraft Bonanza, and I think it's really good. This is a fantastic GA aircraft, and I don't really fly GA stuff a lot. I mainly fly the airliners. You know, I'm a big plane type, and I like the vintage stuff. I really like the old planes. So the analog dials on this, and that really nice wood dash, that's great. So this is quite a vintage aircraft. The Beechcraft Bonanza was quite popular in the 70s, and it was mostly known for being the money people's plane. Oh, there we go. Nice takeoff speed in our rotation here. Love that engine sound. Let's just listen to that on departure. And those views. Smashing stuff. Really enjoy this. And we bring up the landing gear. Nice. Nice reflection over the water down there too. It's a beautiful day in the city by the looks of it. Of course I would have no idea, but I guess it is pretty accurate. I am using the Rex Weather add-on. So this is the current weather of the day. But however, please take into note that this upload is not being uploaded the day that I've actually filmed this and edited it and all that. This is a few weeks after. Oh yes. The weather in Canada has not been terrific for this past week, so this is definitely not the weather you're seeing right here. But there we go, there's the Toronto Islands. We've now turned back to head east, and we're doing VFR, so we're going to follow along the coastline of Lake Ontario here, which is going to garner us some smashing views, we could say. And there's that wonderful scenery to our left there. Now let's go ahead and set our autopilot to engage the altitude hold. There we go, that's nice. That was really quite efficient, that autopilot. That worked really well. Now we'll just tinker about with our heading to try and get it. Let's see, how much should we do here? Maybe just a couple modifications on the heading bug. We'll do in a little bit here. Try and line up with the coast there. There we go. Wow. That photogrammetry. That's... I mean, I would think that's real. I would have absolutely no idea that was a simulator shot. If someone just showed that to me and said, look at that. I took my Bonanza out for a trip. I said, wow, that's a phenomenal view. That's real nice. Yeah, this is the Docklands area. And there's a terrific shot of our beautiful Bonanza BB. And it is flying wonderfully. Yes, with that wonderful buzz. Buzz, 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 buzzy bee. Oh, wow, okay, that was a interesting camera blip there. Not quite sure what happened. FPS is stable, so that's odd. But we do know life in MSFS is a stuttery bugger at times. Now, we're just going to continue flying on our little trip. And just ahead of us here, we should see the Scarborough Bluffs coming up again. And we did have a nice little passover of this area using our Ford Tri-Motor in the previous Flight Simulator installment. We'll have another look again today and see how that looks. It's a nice clear day, as opposed to the last film where it was a little foggy, vintage fog as it was called. So today I think we'll have a nicer view of the glorious scenery. Now we're just going to fly along the coast here, and right dead ahead of us there, that spit out into the water. That's the Scarborough Bluffs. So let's disengage the autopilot, take this manual, and let's do a bit of a dip. Try not to dive into the drink. Yes, 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 please. Do not scream at me. I am doing what I'm doing. Yeah, let's get a nice low enough fly pass here. Wow. That Bonanza really looks good against that scenery. And there's that weird water square. I don't know what's going on, a tessellation issue or something. It seems to happen in Flight Simulator, and I don't know what's the cause of it. It seems to be a haunting issue in it. I've looked it up on all the forums and everything, and it just seems to be a pressing issue that doesn't get resolved, so I don't know. Should be something that Asobo looks into and tries to remedy, but who knows? The powers that be are not always filled with infinite wisdom. And that was nice. That was a nice little view. Now we'll just continue flying along the coast and try to get back up to our decent enough altitude for our VFR trip, and we'll see how things look. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Now, as we continue our wonderful little expedition here, crossing the lovely shoreline. Oh, look at that. Ah, that's the bit. Look at it. Real nice. Very good. Highly approved. Very nice. Look at that Bonanza tail. I don't think anything is more iconic in aviation than the look of that V-tail. And it's just something that you don't see. It's quite inventive. Very creative. Yes, we should be getting pretty near now. If we look at the route, yes. Oshawa Airport's not too far away. We should be just flying over into Pickering about now. By the looks of the map. Should be passing over the nuclear power plant along here, and I think that's it. Right ahead of us there. I believe. It should be anyway. It's been a long time since I've been anywhere in this area. In real life or in the simulator. I mean, it's been years. Being quite far from it now, but yes, I do believe that's what that is over there. Memory serves correct, I think. That's quite a good view of the scenery there. The shore of Lake Ontario. So now if we keep flying inland this way a little bit, we should find the airport relatively soon. And I think it'll afford us a nice little approach. Now, this aircraft, something that we must remember here, is it's a very basic autopilot, so it doesn't have speed control. You know, it's the only thing it's really got is altitude hold and heading hold. That's all that really operates on it. It's very basic autopilot. So we're controlling all the speeds all the way down. That's a really detailed wing. Look at that, all the little rivets on there. That's really nice. Ah, I'd think that's real. That's pretty good. Righty, so oh, look at that interior. That's good. Yeah, we should be approaching the Ottawa airport fairly soon, and I'll catch you back when we get a bit nearer it. Ahoy! That's it, coming up. It's out there somewhere, and it's oh yes, I do believe that's it way out there. As we can see, that little magenta strip on our GPS down in the right-hand corner. We're heading in that direction. So we're going to take the autopilot off, and we're going to try doing a bit of hand-flying stuff here. Let's go and try and get ourselves lined up for an easterly approach. I think it's probably a northeastish heading, the runway, but it's pretty easy to see. It's a great day for VFR flying, as we can tell. Not much cloud cover in the sky, and the ground is quite, what is the word? We can make out things very well. I'm losing the word. I don't know. The visibility is great. Let's just say that. Yes, let's look down there on the thing. Okay, looks pretty good. Not too far away. That should be it coming up pretty soon. Right. Set eye. Alright, you see that saucy little strip thing out of the top left and the little bar on the window there? That's the landing strip. That is our runway that we're going into. So let's just do a little bit of a left turn here to line ourselves up. And there we see it just come into view past that beam. And we got the flaps down for approach. And we get the gear down as well. There we go, that looks nice. Coming in here on a beautiful day for a visual approach into Oshawa Executive, not Ottawa, the other O. Not that far. Maybe sometime in the future we'll definitely pop up there. Yeah, we'll maintain that speed. We'll manage that pretty good. It's doing pretty well. Throttle it back a bit, whether we're not too fast. It seems that we're pretty good on the glide slope here. It's doing all right. I think, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Very, very good, yeah. We took off from this end of this runway when we left. No, I didn't record that flight. Never mind, I'm just talking and babbling here. I took off on this runway on another flight. Yeah, let's manage that speed. We're doing pretty good. And I think we can continue to reduce the speed now. Right, just a bit left of the center line, but it's alright. It's GA stuff. And idle it. Very nice. And nose down there. That's very good. I think that was quite a nice little approach, don't you? And we did that beautiful. So now we're just going to go taxi off the runway here. I think we're going to go pretty well down the end of the runway. Do excuse me. My nasty throat. Apply some brake there. I think we'll go, oh wow, look at that, that's nice. Go park over there at those parking sheds. Go and drop our Bonanza off. Beautiful Bonanza. There we go. See this nice scenery from Roman design. Very, very well done. Clean up the flaps there, bring it all in. Very nice. And we'll use the right-hand taxiway here. Make a nice little turn. There you go. And you can see in here the aircraft going up and coming in. If you're ever at the Oshawa Tank Museum, it's a nice place to visit. There's some nice reenactments there. Great stuff. World War II. They do a nice show. Tanks firing at each other. World War II battle recreations. Big bangs. The tanks shoot tennis balls at each other. It's quite hilarious. Very well done. But yeah, if you're there, then you hear the planes from this place. So here we go. Let's pull in here and stop it up. And we can go ahead and kill the engines. So let's first turn off our lights and our alternator. And the avionics master power can go off. And let's pull the mixture. There we go. And put the prop RPM level out. And there we go. That's pretty nice. Let's now go and turn the magnetos to off. Brilliant. We got the parking brake on and all that, and there we go. And that is our trip today. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you have enjoyed the content. If you have, please feel free to like and subscribe. Helps grow the channel and get the name out there. And we'll very, very happily see you again to join us for our next video. Not sure what it'll be yet, but this is this for today. Ta-ta.